Welcome back everyone to another episode of Mumbles. Today I'm here to bring you guys another game review. And today's game review is a really cute little game. Today's game review is on a game called Monster Loves You. Now before we get into anything, I have to ask you guys all a huge favor. If you haven't already, do make sure to slap that like button. It helps the channel grow, helps the video be found, and just know how much I deeply appreciate it, guys. Anyways, let's get into Monster Loves You. Now, Monster Love You is available for $9.99 and is available on multiple systems, including Mac, PC, iPhone, iPad, Android, PlayStation 4, Linux, and Nintendo Switch. Now, today's game review will be based on the Nintendo Switch version, and this game is created by two separate companies. Those companies are Radar Game Corporation and I hope I'm saying this right, and I'm probably not, Dejaban Games LLC. Dejaban, I think. I'm not sure. I'll put them in the description. So what the heck is Monster Loves You about? I'm going to read you guys the exact description from the website itself. Live the life of a monster from birth in the slime vat to elderhood and beyond, making decisions that affect the world of monsters and humans in this storybook adventure. You live in the village of Omen, and your favorite snack is the finger of small children. As a monster, you pop up in the most interesting places. What do you do when three angry bears discover a young child in their cabinet? Or when you spy a wolf hunting down a woman with a red cloak? As a monster, your choices are simple. Do you chase this poor little mice? Ferocity. Or protect them from the dogs? Kindness. Do you come clean about the funguses your friends ate? Honesty. Or cover for them? Bravery. As a youth, your choices determine your personality. But all youngins must grow up. Monsters and humans have been at odds for centuries, and there are human villages on the other side of the enchanted woods. When human children get lost in those dark and winding thickets, do you terrorize them for fun? +1 ferocity. Or do you help return them to human civilization to prove to them that not all monsters are to be feared and hated? +1 kindness. Or do you fatten them up for the human foil goss, a monster delicacy? All this to the backdrop of increasing tensions between monsters and humankind. The key features are balanced bravery, cleverness, ferocity, honesty, kindness, and respect to weird political power. Over 900 choices to make. Encounter different adventures each time you play with dozens and dozens of possible endings. So that is basically what Monster Loves You is about. Now let me talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics for this game are very well done. I do like them. They're nice, bright, and colorful, and they are enough to make me want to stick with the game. Soundtrack-wise, this game has what I have talked about so many times on this channel, gaming elevator music. It's just music that can kind of keep you there, keep you interested, but nothing that's really spectacular. Control-wise, basically, on the Nintendo Switch, all you're doing is using your controller sticks to select different choices and then pressing different buttons in order to select those choices. And the controls do work very good. They're nice and tight, and I really like the controls in this game. Now let's talk about the gameplay. This game is all about making decisions with your little monster and seeing what kind of monster he's going to become. This is basically a choose your own adventure type of a game, a storybook type game. Basically, you are presented with choices such as help a little other monster up out of the pond, or eat him. If something attacks you, do you want to eat it, or do you want to try to use kindness to persuade it not to attack you? Choices like this are presented to you, and they all help shape what kind of monster you are. Now, there's a lot of different endings to how this thing can go. Depending on the choices that you make, kind of like a Telltale game, different outcomes will occur. So that is basically the basic idea of what Monster Loves You is. And there's not much more really to talk about in the gameplay section. It presents you with some very cool choices, some very cool things happen in it, and just a very cool little gameplay type game. Now let's talk about the cons for this game. The first con that I have for this game is that this game is rather repetitive. Now, during your first playthrough, you won't really see much of this, but as you proceed to play through this game 2-3 times, you will notice that things do get a little repetitive. The choices sometimes get a little repetitive, and you will just see kind of why I'm saying that this game is repetitive. It has some very repetitive aspects. My second con for this game is I wish they kind of gave you more control over what kind of monster you're going to have. Now, what do I mean by this? Yes, I know your monster is shaped by the choices you make, but it'd be kind of nice to be able to like pick things when you start out, like, you know, you're going to be able to do this or going to be able to do that. It's all really based on your choices, and while that's not a bad thing, I just would like to see a little bit of customization. So with all that in mind, let's talk about the score for Monster Loves You. Now, as I've said, this is a very fun game. It has some very nice storybook aspects. I love these kind of decision-making games where you get to choose, you know, oh, am I going to do this or am I going to do that? Am I going to do, you know, this or that? What's going to happen when I do this? You have to think things through. It's kind of like a telltale game. And games like that always catch my attention where you have to make a decision. This game is more of a storybook type based game, and that's how the decisions work into it. So it's a very unique take on something like that. But beyond that, this game also is a game that would be fabulous for children. It teaches them all different kinds of things, kindness, caring, all that kind of stuff. It teaches them all about that. And it's just a great game that I think that kids and adults will really enjoy. And it is for that reason Monster Loves You is going to get a 7 out of 10 on our Mumbles review. Excellent game. I definitely recommend you check it out. And yeah, guys, this is going to be Mumbles signing off. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, smack all those buttons, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, everyone. Take care.